Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Beer Knits Podcast. Insert some stuff about liking this video and subscribing here. So today I have some stuff to show you. There's some knitting, there's some cross stitch, there's just a myriad of stuff that I've been working on because we can't leave the house. The first thing I want to show you today is my finished test knit for my friend Erin over at Gimme Yarn 418. She sent me this shawl pattern to play around with, kind of test it out, see what was what, and it's really pretty. It's really simple. It's a triangle shawl, obviously. I think we all know our shapes. And so it starts out, there's garter stitch, there's stockinette stitch, and then there's a really pretty just stitch pattern that's really simple. I took this with me to work on at my parents' lake house, which is where I go to relax because it's kind of the only place we can go right now anyway. So this was really nice to take with me and just sort of have something relaxing to work on and get my mind off everything and just kind of enjoy the knitting process. The yarn is from Teeny Buttons, and I got it forever ago, which is why I don't remember too much about it. But I thought it would look really nice with this pattern because the stitch definition allows you to show off your yarn, right? So if you have a really pretty yarn that you really like the colors on, you're afraid that something super intricate is going to lose that for you, this is really nice if you just want to show off the colors. So you can see that here. This one is called like candy hearts or sweethearts or something like that, like the candies that you get for Valentine's Day. So that's what this colorway is, and I really like it. And I ordered it, like I said, forever ago. So it was nice to kind of blow through my stash because my boyfriend and I are moving in together come October, and the fewer hanks of yarn that I have to take with me, the better. Yeah, this is gonna be really nice for the fall, I think, because it's light. You can do it for late summer too, as like a decorative, because it's not, super warm or something. So like on cooler nights, you can throw it on with a jacket. So yeah, I really like it. The next thing that I finished, are these socks. So the thing with these socks is they are Cozy Knitter Advent socks from Christmas 2018. And I got them, and for some reason, just like with everything going on, I never got around to them, but I really like the colors and I still really wanted to knit them up. So I finally did. My birthday was a month ago, so it was the middle of June, and for some reason, I had found a bunch of DPNs that I had for knitting socks, and so for some reason it just possessed me to pick these up using DPNs and knit socks the old-fashioned way, right? Like I usually use Turkish cast on with magic loop, but this time I decided I wanted to do it with DPNs and see what was my big problem with them anyway. And to be honest, I'm not really sure because these flew off my needles. And I think that I've been working with circulars so much that I just kind of got used to it and didn't realize how much slower I was actually knitting on them with having to pull the cord through every 30 some odd stitches, and it never clicked with me, and not having to do that just made these seem to fly. I did use a contrasting white yarn knit picks for the heel, and I just did like your standard slip stitch situation, but it's white so it's gonna blow out the camera. There we go. So I did use that, and because I wanted a different color. I really hate the way that striping looks on short row heels like that unless it's an afterthought and you're going around. So I really wanted a different color. And then I hadn't done that in forever because I always had issues with it, and this time I didn't. So it was meant to be. I didn't even screw up the grafting at the end, which I hate doing because that's just a pain in the butt. But honestly, these went really fast. I think I finished them within a week, which for me is fast because I work full time and my job is stressful and I'm just busy and I have a lot of projects on my plate at all times. So the fact that these just flew off is kind of amazing. So that's that. I really like Cozy Knitter stuff, and if you follow my Instagram, you'll notice that, because a lot of the socks that I make are with her yarn, because I was a member of her monthly club for a while. So I have tons of it, and I can't wait to knit my way through them all. The last thing I have knitting wise, because I knit my boyfriend's socks and I can't find them. So the last thing I have is a Christmas stocking that I'm working on for his sister. She likes owls and bright colors. So I've been working on this guy, and I don't know how I feel about it. Like, Fair Isle has never been my strong suit, and I just feel like my focus doesn't work. It could be better. I do like it, and I like the colors. Like, these are, you know, her colors. And here's my thing. So the pattern originally said that when you're carrying your floats, to do it like every 2 stitches, and that just was not working. Like, everything just got real puffy, and you could see everything, and especially like in this white area, you could just see like purple just everywhere, and I hated it. So I just went back to the way that I've always done Fair Isle, which is like 6-7 stitches, whatever, to carry my floats. And it's okay. If I had to do it again, I would do the owls with bobbins instead. But I mean, whatever. So that's my thing with the pattern. Otherwise, it's fine. I mean, it's just like making a giant sock, really, right? Just with patterns. The other thing that I don't like is that I don't know if I'm just not a good knitter or what, but the Fair Isle pattern itself, every pattern is on a different number of stitches, but it doesn't call that out. And so you kind of have to, you'll get to like the end of a round and be like, why doesn't this match up? And then you'll have to go back and figure out, okay, where do I need to decrease, increase to get this to match? And it's driving me bananas. But yeah, anyway, I mean, the pattern is cute, right? And obviously I strayed from Christmas colors because these are her colors, and which I really like too. And I think it looks cute, and then she can hang it up all year round if she really wants to, right? So I'm almost done with the Fair Isle patterning on the toe, and then I think I just make like a big green toe and graft it and call it a day. So I'm actually almost done, and I'm happy with that because I'm really excited to get some Christmas gifts out of the way, so I'm not scrambling around in December like I usually do, like having panic attacks about how much stuff that I need to finish. Speaking of Christmas, I think it was 4 years ago now that I ordered one of those opal advent calendars, and I've ordered a bunch of advent calendars from people, like yarn advent calendars, because I love a good advent calendar. I don't even care what's in it, but like the yarn ones are amazing. They're kind of expensive, admittedly, but the one year I decided to take the plunge and get the opal one, and I've had it sitting around forever. My goal was to make like monster socks out of them, and that just never happened. So I was like, again, I'm moving. I don't want to take this stuff with me. I need to do something productive with this before I go and just bust my stash as much as possible. So what I did was I started taking all of the little yarn balls and I started making granny squares. And Kay from Bakery Bears is kind of the one who inspired me to do this, because I love looking at her granny squares. They just look so squishy and pretty all together, and it almost doesn't matter the color combination that you use. So I've just been going to town. And I have a bunch of these, and I have some yarn from, I have scraps, and I have yarn from other advent calendars I've done, and I obviously have a million like mini skeins just because I do. So I think I'm just gonna make like a jumbo granny square out of all of these things, and then whatever I have left from these I'm gonna knit into a Bits and Bobs blanket, also by Kay from Bakery Bears. Yeah, I have quite a few of these, and like I would work on these we would do virtual game nights with our friends, or if we were on a car ride and I didn't want to think, because they're really mindless. So I have a huge stack of these. The yarn is some more Knit Picks Stroll in white, just to do the border, and then I'll sew them together because I wasn't sure. I can do like the join as you go. I've done that before and I really, really like it, but I wasn't sure because of the variety of colors, what order I'd want to put them in. So I decided to torture myself and sew them later. So that's why they are what they are. But I have quite a few here. There should be 24. I think they look really cute and I'm excited to put them together, and my boyfriend is really enjoying all of the homemade blankets that he's getting. So, and that is a wonderful segue into more blankets. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know that like one of my least favorite things to make are blankets, scarves, baby stuff, and toys. So of course, like half the things I'm working on are blankets. I got the kit to make Knit Picks Hue Shift Afghan in late August, September of 2018. And I made like 4 squares on it and just like never got around to it because there was so much going on. So I don't know why, but I picked it back up again and I've just kind of been enjoying it. Again, it's mindless. It's another project that I take to the lake with me because it's a mitered square. You can sit there and do whatever. The only thing you have to pay attention to is what order you're adding the squares to. No big deal. So I've really been liking it, and I finished the warm corner, which you'll see too that because I started this 2 years ago, the gauge on this is way off compared to the other one that I finished. And you can even see it change like halfway through here. Like over here my gauge is like really tight, and then over here it's like super loose because I don't know, I guess I relaxed. I don't know how. So that's the warm side. And I like to fold them up and just look at them because garter stitch is so squishy. I hate garter stitch. I'm not gonna lie. I really hate it. But it's mindless to work on and it's so squishy. So squishy. And then I also finished the cool corner. So yeah, this is way looser than the other one. And I'm sure like if I ever decide to block it, which I won't, but I'm sure that if I ever do decide to block it, maybe it'll even out. But I think, I don't know, it looks really cool when you put them down next to each other and the way they're supposed to connect. I think 1 row into one of the other corners where then it starts to mix the warm and the cools. So it's still going to be a while before I even consider being able to finish that. But it's been nice to work on something like that when the world is chaos and your job is chaos. And at the end of the day, you know you want to do something and you want to be productive, but if your brain thinks about one more thing, it's going to set itself on fire. I have 3 I can count, I promise. I have an MBA. 3 cross stitches that I'm working on to show you. I do have some others in progress and I finished some others, but they're with the people that got them. So I'll insert some pictures somewhere in here, I suppose, if I get ambitious. But I have some projects that I have been working on, and one is also in preparation for Christmas, and I have no hope that this is ever going to get done. So the first one is this dimensions kit that I bought many moons ago when I first thought that I was going to get into cross stitching, and that never happened. I enjoyed it, but it didn't click for me. Like, it was fine and I liked the finished product, but I didn't find it enjoyable or meditative. Like, having to change threads all the time like drove me crazy. The more that I've done it now, I'm getting used to it, so it doesn't bother me as much. And my ultimate goal is to start a Heaven and Earth Designs. Don't ever let me forget that, because nothing says you've made it like a 15-year project. So this is the dimensions kit that I bought, and it is Christmas ornaments. And I want to make them for my family just because I think they're really cute. So I started with this guy up here. He's a little bird that, with the progress that I've made on him, looks like a skull. So super adorbs. And this is where I am with him. And I have the most adorable little needle minder that looks like my cat Mowgli coming out of a teacup, because of course I do. But yeah, so I got tired of working on the details, so I started on the border. And maybe this was an ambitious project because you do have blended threads and all that good stuff, but I really like it. And even if I only finish like 1 or 2 for Christmas, I think my family will like them too. I do have plans for some other cross stitches for my family for Christmas, but I'm not going to mention those here because there's a solid chance my mom will watch this and my dad will hear it in the background. So hi Mom, hi Dad. So this is one of my goals. My family will probably get them for Easter 2024. Then my boyfriend wanted something that he could put his pins on. So he started a pin collection and he has quite a few of them, and he just wanted somewhere to display them. And I came up with this wacky idea like, hey, why don't I cross stitch something on linen for you, and then you can put your pins around it. So I came up with this idea to cross stitch a hop. Linen was a poor choice. I actually don't hate it. I really like linen. I really like the way that it works. And if it's light linen, I'm okay. But you'll see in a minute that dark linen is not okay. But anyway, this is where I am with the hop so far. I got the blue linen off Etsy, and if I can find it, I'll mention the shop on the screen or below or something. It's really nice. I like it. I like that it's light, and I like that it's not transparent, but it's, see-through enough that I can find where the needle is, since I'm not a cross-stitch expert yet. But this is where I am so far, and a beer hop, so super appropriate for this podcast. But that's where I am so far. I actually don't have much more to go. I just have to finish the outline of it. It should come up to like here when all is said and done. And then I decided to do the outline first so that when I go to fill in the rest of it, it's just like a coloring book, and I can sit there, I don't have to look at anything, and I can just blindly like fill in the rest with the other color green. So that's where I am. I think it's not huge, but I think we're going to get a frame but not put glass in it. And then he can stick his pins on it, and then this should hopefully last at least 6 months before he collects some more. I'm really liking that one because, again, it is also kind of mindless, but I haven't worked on it in a while because I started something else for him. And the only reason I'm showing it here is because it tortures him, because of course he watches this even though I don't want him to. But it tortures the crap out of him when I show him things and he doesn't know what it is. And it's at a point where you can't tell what it is. So here we are. So this is the dark linen that I was talking about. It's hand dyed and it sparkles, but I don't know if you can tell, probably not. This is a needle minder that he got me for my birthday. It's a cat butt, because why not? And it looks like he's looking at my cross stitch. So this is what it is so far. It's gonna take me a while. It's pretty full coverage, not of the whole linen, but of the hoop. So I figured I would start it now for our anniversary, which will be in September. And with any luck, I'll have it done. Probably not. I'm making no promises, but I'm making it with love, and that's all that matters. So that is everything that I have. My phone is starting to fritz out, so I feel like that's good timing, and now we can say goodbye. Again, if you like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever, feel free to do so. I also have an Instagram, Jen Likes Yarn, that I'll link below, so you can follow me over there as well. I post there a lot more than I do on YouTube because it's just easier than, making sure my background doesn't look like a bomb went off and I put makeup on and all that good stuff. So check me out over there. Hope to see you, and let me know what you're working on.